Evening all, Rich here, back for part 3 of this SS Rotterdam tutorial. Today is the first phase of the ship's superstructure, the main deck and the forecastle deck, so that's for today. May get a few other bits in as well, but we'll see. But anyway, what we're going to do is go to the back end of the ship first, and we're going to add our first deck, which will be just below those windows we made on part 2. So it'll be 2 decks first. So we'll go to the back end and we'll sort the first deck out. So right down to the back end and fall right down, so go right to the tip of the stern, and what we're going to do from the windows, go 1 block below the open windows, so the windows up there, go 1 block down and add the deck. So you got this is where you want to add the deck, like so. It's just 1 block below the windows, you can see. So you've got a ledge, well not a ledge, a sort of wall in front of you, but you can still look at the window. So that's where you're going to want to add the deck. And this deck goes the full length of the ship, which is going to be fun to fill in. So I'm going to fill in the first few rows, give you an idea of how the deck should sort of sit. You can probably tell where this is going. And there you go, there's the first few rows. You just want to carry on that deck the full length of the ship all the way to the front end. As you can see, the deck sits just below the windows, so you've got space to look out, but you don't fall out. So there you go. But like I say, you just want to add that deck the full length of the ship, and then we can move on. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a jump cut, and I shall fill the deck in off camera, and then we can move on to adding the inside walls. So back in a moment. Okay, back again. So there's the first of the 2 inner decks done, and it should look something like that. This is below the first set of windows as well, so I'm going to go back down to the stern windows. We've got another deck to go on in a minute. That will go just below the top windows, but we're going to focus down here for the minute. We're going to add the inside walls. So we're going to go to the back end, very tip of the stern, and on the wood we're going to count forward to the 6th block. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'll put a colour block to mark the centre. And then what we want to do is build this wall 3 wide like that. So 3 wide like that, and then around to the side we want 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to curve round and follow the inside of the ship. So it's 3 wide at the middle and then 3 out, and then we want 6 rows of 2. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, like that. And then for the sides we want 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 6 again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 6 again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that, and then out 5, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that, and there you go. So there's the inside walls sort of going around like that. And if you want to, where the rows of 2 blend into the row of 8 there, you can sort of straighten out the curve if you want to, just to make it look a little better. There you go. So it just makes the curve a bit more subtle rather than going from diagonal to straight, if you know what I mean. But there you go. There's one side done. You do the same the other side of that red dot. So the red dot marks the centre, of course. So you just do the same the other side, round to the outside like that. And then once you've done that, you're going to increase these walls to 4 high all the way around. So just build it 4 high, like so. And then when we come to add the deck will sit on top of these inside walls. So I'll just get these out of the way. I'll do one side and then I'll copy it to the other side. Like so. Apologise for the noise outside, but I've got the window open because it's a bit warm, so what you're hearing, if you can hear it, is just the traffic outside. La 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 dee dee. And there's not all work traffic either. I mean, we're supposed to be in lockdown, but people are still going out and enjoying themselves, which is a bit, you know, not quite the right thing to do, but can't stop some people. Right, there we go. There's the inside walls done on one side, so I just need to do the other side. I'll quickly copy and paste to the other side, but if you're not using World Edit, then, you know, it's just basically the same process again, but going that way. So, just quickly go copy, flip to the right, and then we paste. Like so, and there we go. There's the other side walls done like that, and that is that little job done. So what you want to do now, if you want, well, it's up to you if you want to do this now, but you can start adding the doors and windows to these walls. If I just get my door, what we do, we'll go over to the back end here and add a couple of doors in there like that, and then sort of every 2 blocks, or every 3rd block rather, you can add a window, sort of add, if you're familiar with my builds, it's usually a pair of doors and then sort of 6 to 8 windows. I've added, how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6 there, and then a pair of doors. But like I say, it's up to you how you want to do this. So I just do this down one side, round to the round in the middle there like that. So there's one side done of the doors and windows. You can't really see it because there's too much crap in the way, but you can see down there got all doors and windows in place. So like before, you just want to do the same thing the other side. So I just quickly copy and flip that the other side again. So copy, flip, paste, and there's the doors and windows on the other side. So that's those inside walls done there. So that is that little job. So what we want to do now is go back to the back end of the ship and to the top of the grey, just below the white line at the top here. Just want to start adding the deck, or the next deck, like so. And this is going to go right to the front end again. So it's another one of those really long pain in the ass jobs to do, but it has to be done. But if you're doing this with a team of people, you should get it done pretty quick. Like I say, I've said in previous videos, if you're doing this on your own, then personally I wouldn't do it. If you're doing it on console, that is. If you've got World Edit from the PC, or if there are quick build commands in the console versions now, I don't know, but personally I would not do this freehand. Anyway, there's the deck sort of going and sitting on top of those inside walls. So you just want to add this deck all the way the length of the ship, and then we can move on to the next job. So back in a moment. Okay, back again. So there's the next deck added, and it goes from back to front, or front to back, whichever way you like, and it goes along the top of the grey. But as you get to the bow, as you can see, the bow grey goes up, but that's no problem, because as long as the deck is level, then that's all fine. So that's that little job done. So what we're going to do now, we're going to go back to the back end of the ship, and we're going to add some more inside walls. So we go right to the back end again, and on the centre of the back end, we're going to go on the wood. We're going to count forward to the 11th. No, it's the 8th block. No, what colour is it? It's the 8th block forward. So that's the first block. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So on the 8th block, we'll put another colour block to about the centre, and we're going to build our walls again, which are going to be curving round to the side. So we want to build this first wall 11 wide, which is 5 either side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that way. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5 that way. So there you go. There's your front wall, or your back wall rather. And then for the at the ends of the outside, the outside of the front wall, back wall, whatever it's called, we want 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 2, 1, 2, like that. Same on the other side. So you just do that. So 3, 2, and then we want to the side. We want 2 forward, and then 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 again, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 3 rows of 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then out 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and there you go. That's one side again. So you do the same thing the other side, out to the other side. And then these walls are increased to 4 high like the ones below. So I'll quickly do these to 4 high, and you get an idea of how this goes. But when we do add the walls, though, you don't add the deck on top yet, because we've got to sort out the forecastle first, which is a curved deck. So we'll sort that out in a bit. But we'll get these walls built first. I just want to build these 4 high, like I was saying. And my enthusiasm for this is really dropping pretty quickly. YouTube is constantly not demonetizing, but constantly cutting money. So I'm sort of thinking, what the hell is the point of me doing this? I mean, most of these videos I've got are not being watched by the subscribers. I think the subscriber count, once you pass the first 1,000, is, you know, completely irrelevant, because I've got 38,000 subs, but only about 500 of them actually watch my video. So it kind of says a lot about the subscriber necessity of YouTube, because most of my subs are mostly interested in the Titanic, and so, you know, the subscribers count is complete bullshit, to be honest. You don't need subscribers once you pass the first 1,000. But anyway, there's the first walls done, and they're now 4 high. I just want to do the same thing on the other side, so I'll quickly copy to the other side. But like I was saying, subscribers, you know, absolute bullshit now. But yeah, so that's that bit. So we're going to quickly copy and then flip and then paste. And there we go. That's the inside walls done there. And as before, like with the walls below on the deck below, you can start adding the doors and windows. And then it should all be fine. I'll add the doors and windows to these ones later on. But first of all, we've got another job to do. So I'm going to go right to the front end of the ship now. And we've got to sort of add, well, I've got to start to add the forecastle, which is the top front deck of the front of the ship, basically. And if you look on the prototype, you can't see it from here, but it slopes up or slopes down. So we're going to go right to the tip of the bow, right at the front of the ship. And we're going to use grey blocks first. I'm trying to think how we do. Is it the third block down? If I just fly over to the prototype a second, and we can get an idea on how this works. Because I've written it down, I just can't remember how it starts. So, right, okay, so we'll start on the third block down. Sorry it takes so long, it's just going from one end to the other is a real pain in the ass. Right, so what we're going to do, we go to the tip of the bow, and on the inside, we're going to go to the third block down. So it's the tip, go 3 down, so 1, 2, 3 there. So you go from this block here, and we're going to build back, 13, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 there. And then underneath we want 10, sorry, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just overlap the end blocks like so, so that's 10 there. And then underneath that we want 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And then underneath that we want 17. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And then underneath that, with wood, we want, well, I don't really want anything now. This is the top deck now. So from the wood, you're going to build this out to the full width of the ship. Like so. And then the same the other side, so build it all the way out. Like so. And then when we come to add this deck to the full length of the ship, it should, in theory, sit on this groove on the overhang. So the overhang here, which we built in the previous video, the deck should sit, the wood deck that is, should sit in this groove. So that's that bit. I'm just going to build the deck back enough along the side just to make sure that lines up. So just bear with me on this one. I just want to make sure I do this right. So just build this deck all the way along. And that should go all the way up to the overhang, and it does, so that's fine. So that's that bottom part there, so that's that section now where the wood is. That's now the deck you're going to want to build all the way to the back end, but we're going to sort out the grey first. And the grey is going to be modified later on, I think, because it shouldn't all be grey, but I'm just going to go over to the prototype a second. But yeah, overall I don't think it's too bad. I mean, it should be grey. Majority of it is grey, and there's a few sections that will be changed back to wood, but at the moment we'll leave it as grey. So each section of the grey we're going to want to build out to the outside of the ship. So I'll start at the bottom row first, build the end out like so, and then the next 2 rows, or the next, all the next rows, just build them all the way out to the side, like so. So just putting a border really for the or a bulkhead to each section really. So do the same with the next row like so, like that, and then the next row build that out as well. So you do the same on the other side as well, but I'm just working on one side at the moment. So there's each section cordoned off, and then what you want to do is go back to the tip of the bow and just start filling in each section of the bow like so. And you should have a sort of staircase bow or staircase deck at the front here. So there's the first section, and the next section is 1 block down. You should get the idea on how this goes. So there's that section, that's section 2, and then the next row down you do the same again. So I'll use the fill tool for this one, otherwise we'll be here all day. So I'll stand here and use fill 2517, I think, by 200. And that's filled in that deck, so there we go, that's that section filled in. And then the last one, the last section just above the wood, I want to do the same again. And there we go, there's that section done, and it should, in theory, look something like that. And then for the wood, you just carry on building that all the way to the back of the ship, and that should sit on top of the inside walls we built a minute ago. And there we go. That's half of the deck done anyway, so I'm just going to quickly copy this to the other side, because as I was saying, I was just doing one side for the moment, but both sides should be the same, so I'll just quickly copy this. So copy to there, and we'll do our usual copy, flip, paste, and there we go. There's both sides of the forecastle done, and like I was saying, it should all look something like that. So that's the forecastle done, done, and done. So the rest of the deck you just fill all in with wood, and that should all go fine. So I'll try and do this on camera with the fill tool, but like I say, you just want to build that deck all the way to the back of the ship. So I'll just use the fill wood by 3000, and that should go the full length, hopefully, and hopefully on camera as well. But just save a lot when you got the world edit. But the decks are the most monotonous things to do, and do take up the time. And this is going to take a while as well, so I'm going to... No, hang on, that worked quicker than I expected. Right, there we go. So there's the deck, that deck filling in. As you can see, it's just going all the way to the back end. Going slowly, but it's going. And there we go, there's the deck all the way to the stern. So that's that little job done, that's fine. And as you can see, the deck is inside the groove of the overhang. So the overhang is here, and the deck is on the inside of that, that's fine. And also at the stern here, the deck is sat above the inside wall, so that is all brilliant there. So you can see the deck goes right the way back to the tip of the stern there. So that's 2 decks done now. 2 inside decks and inside walls done. But like I say, you can start adding the doors and windows to those inside walls there, and it will look fine. And there we go. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to do a jump cut and work out what I've got to do next, and then we can move on. So back in a moment. Okay, back again. So what we're going to do now is move on to the first section of the superstructure, which will be lots of windows and a few walls. So what we're going to do is fly to the beginning of the wood deck on the forecastle. So the forecastle here, and what I've added centre blocks to each section of the forecastle, so I know where the centre line is. So what we're going to do, we're going to go to the very back end of the grey, which is here, and the beginning of the wood. And from the centre block of the grey, we're going to count back on the wood to the 20th block back. So there's the first block, so count back 20, so that's 10, 15, and then 20. So on the 20th block, we'll put another colour block there, and we're going to build our wall outwards. So we're going to build curving backwards along the side. So for the front wall, we want 13 wide, which is 6 other sides. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that way. It should look like that. And then curving around to the side, we want 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 3. 1, 2, 3, and 3. 1, 2, 3, and then 6 rows of 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. There's 6 rows of 2 like that. And then at the end of that, you want 2 back like so. And then we want 3. 1, 2, 3. And then 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 4 again, 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. That goes up to the first block of the overhang, which is just there. That's where it should end up anyway. So you want the 4th block just there by that overhang. So there you go. That's that side done. I'll just do the other side quickly as well. So it's 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 3, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then the 6 rows of 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 2 back. And then 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. So there's your front wall of the superstructure there. So what you want to do now is increase those blocks, or these walls, sorry, to 5 high. So 2, 3, 4, 5, and you want to build it 5 high all the way from one side around the front to the other side. So I'll quickly do a couple of bits like so, and then I'll probably jump cut it, because it'll be a real bloody day otherwise. But anyway, there's the first few rows done like that. You can see it's 5 high. So you just want to carry that all the way around, so you sort of get the idea how this goes. So what I'll do a jump cut while I sort that. So back in a moment. Okay, back again. So there's the walls increased in height, and it should, in theory, look something like that. So what we want to do now is on the overhang down the sides, what we're going to do is add a line, basically doubling up the height of the overhang. So you can see the overhang is just one block high at the moment, so you want to build the overhang, or build a line on top of the overhang just to double up the height. So these, you build it up by an extra block, and then the windows, when we build them, will sit on top of the overhang. So just build this freehand for the minute, and just do the same on the other side as well. So basically just lots of long lines of white blocks, and it should all line up fine. So like I say, it's just basically doubling it all up just along the outside edge, just where the overhang is as well. So you don't need to go the full length of the ship, just on the overhang. Are we nearly there? Yep. One of those monotonous jobs again. Oh, there we go. And then along the next section, just to fill in all that overhang, like so, and then the next row, and then the next row. Actually, don't need the next row, just up to the end, like I was saying, up to the end of the overhang, like so, and it should look something like that. So it's doubled in height. I'll just quickly do the other side as well. Otherwise, I forget what I'm doing. But like I say, it's both the same on the set on both sides, so you don't really need to worry about it at the moment. Just follow the same process again, but I'll just use world edit for this section. Otherwise, we will be here all day. Up to that, and we'll do set quartz like that, and then just fill in the last two sections of the overhang. And there we go, up to the first block of the overhang, and there we go. So that's the overhang done there. And now what we want to do is to add the windows along the side. Now there's going to be windows all along the side in groups, various amounts of groups, but each window in each group is 2 blocks high, 2 glass blocks high, plus a slab. So I'm going to get our quartz slabs first, get prepared. So quartz slabs and the white blocks there like that. So there's our 3 blocks we need. So what we're going to do, go to the first block of the overhang, and it's the same on both sides. So just when you come to do the other side, just repeat this process again. So for the first block of the overhang there, you just want to build a pillar in white, 4 high like that. And then after that, we're going to need 13 windows. So it's 1 window by a gap, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 and 13. So there's our first 13 windows, and then put a slab on the top of each one like so, and then add pillars in between and blocks along the top. So just cover them up when we're going like so. And this is probably what takes a bit of time, but you see when you add the slab on top, you've actually got an extra window. You've got the window there, and you've got the slab gap there, which looks pretty good. So just carry on that same thing along the top of the 13 windows. And there we go. So there's the 13 windows done there. And after the 13 windows, we're going to want to add a 4 gap. So 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. So it's a 4 block gap like so. And then build that to the height of the window, or the height of the top of the window. So it's basically 5 high, or 4 high, sorry. So 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, 4 high like that. So you got your 13 windows plus a 4 gap, and then after that we're going to need 5 windows. So we add 1 window, 2, 3, 4 and 5, plus the slabs on the top, and then the blocks in between and on top. So this is the second group of windows, and trust me, there's a lot of these groups, so it's going to take a little while to do this. There we go, there's our group of 5 windows, and then after the 5 windows we want another 4 spacer. So 1, 2, 3, 4 like that, and then build that 4 high like so. So there's our second group of windows done. And then after that group, I'll just change my notes quickly, we want another group of 5 windows. So we want 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, plus the slabs on the top, and then the blocks in between and on top like so. There we go, there's that group of 5, and then once again another spacer of 4, like that, and then 4 high as before, and then you want another group of 5 windows, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, plus the slabs on the top, and the spaces in between, or the pillars in between. There we go, there's that group there. And then after that you want another spacer of 4, so a group of 4 blocks like that, by 4 high, and that's that one. And then after that we want a group of 7 windows, so we add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so it's 7 windows like that, plus the slabs on the top, like that. I'll come back and do the pillars in between in a minute, but we've got those first 7 windows, and then after the 7 windows we want another 4 spacers, so 1, 2, 3, 4 by 4 high, like that, and then you want another group of 7 windows, so we add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then slabs on top of those, and then after that you want another 4 spacer, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and times that by 4 high, like so. So there we are, there's the second groups like that, and then I'll just go back and fill in the pillars and the rest of it like so. So I'll do this first group like that, and then the next group, fill all that in. Like so. There's all the groups of windows done. So those groups done anyway. So that was the 2 7s. So we're going to move on now to the next group, and we want a group of 6 windows. So we want 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, plus the slabs on the top, like that, and then another 4 spacer, so 1, 2, 3, 4 by 4 high, like so, and then after that we want another 6 windows, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, plus the slabs on the top, and then after that we want a 3 spacer, so it's 1, 2, 3 by 4 high, like that. And it should look something like that. And what I'll do, I'll carry on doing the windows, and I'll come back and do the pillars in between in a minute. So we're going to move on now to the next group of windows. So we've got those 2 6s out of the way. Just adjust my notes quickly. So after that, after those 2 6s, we want 8 windows. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, plus the slabs on the top. And then after that we want a 3 spacer again, so 1, 2, 3 by 4 high, like that, and then we want another 8 windows, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, plus slabs on the top, and then again we want another 3 space, so 1, 2, 3 by 4 high, like that. So that's those 2 sets done, and then after that we want another group of 8 windows, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, plus the slabs on the top, and then after those 8 we want another 3 space, so 1, 2, 3 by 4 high, like that, and then after that group of 8 we want 10 windows, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10, plus the slabs on the top. So just count that again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, that's fine. And then after that row of 10 we want another 3 space by 4 high, like so, and then after that we want 7 windows, so we want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, plus the slabs on the top, like so, and then after the 7 windows we want another 3 space, 1, 2, 3 by 4 high, and there we go, there's all the windows in place along the side. I just want to go back and fill in all the gaps now, so all the pillars, so I'll do the pillars on their own, and then I'll do the line across the top. But do the same thing on the other side. So it's basically just repeat the whole process again, which is awfully fun. But everything should, in theory, line up. So I'm going to say I just do this freehand. And I'm getting bored of this already. What I'm going to say, it's just basically just fill in all the gaps between the pillar, between the windows, and then the line across the top, which is what you want. I'm trying to do this as quick as I can. We're nearly there. Nope. And there we go. There's the window. There's the pillars all added in between. Just want to add the line across the top now, so I'll quickly get that out of the way. Like so, and then the next row along. Next row along. And then the next row along. You get the idea where this is going. Just continuously adding the line along the top like so. And there we go. Oh no, not quite. And there we go. There's all the windows, pillars, and top of the windows done. So that's that side done. And then you just want to do the same thing on the other side, like I was saying. So it shouldn't be too bad. If you do the same process again, you can probably tidy it up a bit better and do it a bit quicker. But anyway, that's one side done. So what I'm going to do now, I'll do a quick jump cut when I sort out the other side. And then we can move on to the inside walls. So back in a moment. Right, back again. So there's all the windows done on both sides now. So it should, in theory, look something like that. And they don't look too bad. I mean, it's getting near the prototype over there, which is still a few decks higher. But overall, we're not doing too bad. So what we're going to do now is go to the back end now of all those windows. And we're going to sort out the back curved deck, or back end of the deck, which will be a curved wall. So we're going to go right to the back of the windows, and from the top block of the end, so at the end of the windows just here, from the top block, which is this one here, we're going to go back 2 like that, and then 2 again. So it's just on this top block. Okay, so you add 2 back like so, and then 2 in like that, and then what you want to do is curve forward. What we're going to do, so what we want so it's 2 like that, and then 2 again, and then we want 3, 1 2 3, and 3, 1 2 3, and then 4, 1 2 3 4, and 4, 1 2 3 4, and then 5, 1 2 3 4 5, and 3, 1 2 3, plus a coloured centre block like so. So that should be the centre there. So that's one side, so it curves out and then back inwards again like that. So I'll do the same on the other side, and hopefully this will all line up. So the top block at the end, we add 2 2 like that, and then in 2, and then on the front of that we add 2 2, and then 1 2 3, 1 2 3, and then 4 1 2 3 4, 4 1 2 3 4, and then 5 1 2 3 4 5, and then 3 1 2 3, and there we go. That's all lined up. So that's gone up to the center line, and that's fine. So there's your back curved wall like so, and that worked out better than I was expecting. So there we go. There's what will be the end of the deck as well. So when you come to add the deck, which will be in a little while, the deck will sit along the top of the windows like so, and also in this groove where the end of the deck curved wall we just added. So that's where the deck will go. So we'll sort that out later on. So what we want to do now, go back to the center of this curved bit we just built, and you're going to add 4 wood blocks heading forward. So 1 2 3 4, that's pointing towards the front of the ship. So 4 wood blocks like that, and then underneath you want 4 white blocks down. So 1 2 3 4 like that. So that's from the center forward, and then 4 down in white like so. And then what you can do is add a color block to mark the center at the bottom there like so. So there we go. So that's the center of our what will be the inside walls. So from the from this center pillar here, now we're going to build the inside walls. Sorry, and then you're going to build it 9 wide. So that is 5 either side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that way. And when you build these, you're going to want to build them 4 high, but we'll sort that out in a minute. So it's 5 and 5 on the side like that. So that's, is it 9 wide? Yeah, so I made it 2 wide, so you need to make it 4 on each side. So there we go. That's 9 wide like that. Apologies. So it's 4 on each side, and then what you want to do is curve outwards again, like the top up there. You're going to want to curve back 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 3, 1, 2, 3, and 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like that. And now curving forward, you want 2, 1, 2, and 2, 1, 2 like that. So it's, you can see it's shaped like that. So it curves back and then starts to curve forward again. So I do the other side. So what was it? We want 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 3, 1, 2, 3, and 3, 1, 2, 3, and 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then curving forward, we want 2 and 2 like that. So there we are. There's both sides of our inside wall like that. And if you want to, you can build that to 4 high now if you want to, but I'm going to leave it until later. So from these rows of 2 here on the side, you're going to want to build forward now. And we're going to build forward 2, so 1, 2 like that. And then on the outside of that, we want 17. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And then at the end of the 17, we want a line of 169. So that's the first block there. And we want to build a line of 169. So I use the stack tool for this one. So we want 169. So stack 169 along there like that. And I'll measure this as I go along. So that's already built in place. So we want to make sure this is 169. And it'll probably come out as 170. And it is 170, so I need to reduce it by 1. So there you go, 169 like that. And then at the end of the 169, we want to curve back in slightly. So we're going to want to build in, or build along 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And then 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. And there we go, there's our front wall, or our side walls like that. And then you can build inwards then at the front. You can build inwards to the centre, which I don't know what it is, but I'll count it anyway. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then a colour block to mark the centre, so it's 15 in like that. So that's one side of the inside walls done. So I'm going to quickly build them to 4 high, and then I'll do the other side, okay? So it's the same on both sides. So I just build them to 4 high now, and I'll quickly do this as quick as I can, sorry. So this will take a little while, bear with me. So I just want to build it 4 high all the way around. And then down the side, the 169, which is also 4 high. All the way down to the back end. There we go, there's the side walls done, and then just do the back walls around here as well. Build them to 4 high. And like I was saying, the deck will sit on top of these walls when the deck is done. Or when we fill the deck in, which will be in a little while. But I just get these walls filled into the centre, and then I can copy it to the other side. So and there we go, that's the walls done there. So that's one side done, like I was saying, but you need to do the same thing on the other side and it should all be fine. And as before, you can start adding the doors or windows to the inside walls as well. So like I was saying, I'm just going to quickly copy this to the other side. So I'll copy from down there and then up to the back again, and then everything should all be fine in theory. So I'll copy up to that point there, and then we want copy, flip, and then paste. And there we go, there's the walls gradually filling in. And I just make sure That goes all the way to the front, and it does. That's fine. So that's both sides done of the inside walls. And like I was saying, you can start adding the doors and windows to these walls like we did on the previous section of Superstructure. And then the last job for today is to add the deck. So we'll go to the back end here where the top line curves back it out, and we'll just fill in the deck going all the way from front to back. And in theory it should all line up. I'm not going to say it will. Well, it should fill in, and it bloody will fill in if I can help it. But sometimes it doesn't always work. But as you can see, the deck is filling in this area, and it's sitting on top of the inside wall, so that's what you want. So what you want to do now is just build this deck all the way to the front of the Superstructure, and we'll be fine. So I just quickly use the fill tool by 3000, and that should go all the way forward. Not saying it's going to work first time, because it always takes a long time. So 11,000 blocks is going to fill in. Oh, that was quick. And there we go. So that's, you see the deck is all filled in there at the back, and you got those inside walls there like so. So you've got a corridor down the side, and that is how that should be. So I'm just going to quickly go down to the front end and make sure the deck is all filled in, and everything should all be fine. And there we go. That is absolutely fine. That's that section done. And it don't look too bad, does it? That looks fine. That is good. So that's what we want. And it don't look too bad. So what I'm going to do now, I am going to do, well, I'm going to call it a day now, I think, because we've done enough. So what I'm going to do, think about what we're doing next part. So for part 4, which will be another day, we shall add the next deck of the Superstructure, which is kind of the same thing with windows and doors and things, but it's going to be half the deck and then a narrow, so that'll be that. So I'll probably get the next 2 decks done in part 4, maybe 3 if we're lucky. So we'll wait and see on that one. But anyway, so this is what we're going to call it a day now. Anyway, so this is Rich signing off, logging off, disappearing, and I shall return in part 4. So bye for now.